Hello everyone and welcome back to Copper State Cresteds. I am here today with Cheat Codes, who is one of my female tricolors that is breeding this season. She has been paired with an identity crisis, but today we are giving her a bioactive enclosure. All of my enclosures here have been bioactive, but they did not have a drainage layer with a mesh and then the substrate on top, and therefore I was really struggling with growing live plants in them. So today I'm going to be doing her tank, which means that she needs to be moved out and put in a small holding enclosure. So we will get her settled now. Okay, so now that I have her situated, I wanted to talk about these two enclosures. Smacking things. Okay, so I have done the bioactive change in this one, which is Cartel's enclosure. And I put a layer, this is lava rock, then the screen mesh, and then bioactive. And I put, for comparison, two hydrometer thermometers, same one, Govee brand in each of them, just so I could compare long-term how the humidity handled. So these were both misted last at the same time, but their humidities are hugely different. And I know their humidities read the same because I will have them sitting out here to test them, and they were reading the same humidity next to each other. This one is at 33%, which is fine for a drop, but the problem is that it drops way too quickly. And then this one is sitting at 72%. And so I won't have to miss this enclosure for probably another 2 days, which is great for someone like me with as many geckos as I have. And also the plants that I've placed in here have been thriving. And I have very much so struggled with getting plants to live in my other option of substrate. So today we are going to pull out all of the other substrate that is currently in there, and we're going to place a clay pebble bottom in it instead of the lava rock. It's just what I had available at the time. So let's get started. Okay, so next in this process, I'm going to mix her old soil, which has sphagnum moss, some of that bioactive bacteria that I want to keep, the good stuff, and leaf litter, into a new substrate, which is coco coir, reptichip, some sand, and as well as worm castings. So I'm going to mix those two, and then I'm going to cut an 18 by 18 mesh cloth that's going to go on top of the bio balls. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys information about the bio balls that I'm using. I went down to IKEA and picked up a bag of this Udla brand of clay pebble bio balls. It was $5.99 for a bag, and it is probably one of the harder to come by items for an affordable cost, and IKEA has them, so I highly recommend these. Now, this is a screen mesh. It is from Home Depot. I got it in an entire large roll of screening mesh. It's great for this, and it's really inexpensive. And you want to cut it a little bit wider than what you need, so I cut it an inch extra. Okay, I'm pretty content with that. I do recognize that this is a breeding females bioactive enclosure, which means I am going to have to go hunting, but just view that as aerating the soil once a month or twice a month when you have to go hunting for eggs. To me, it is worth it to keep their humidity up, and it will also make sure that my eggs do not lose humidity after being laid. Okay, so now let's talk about plants that you're going to put in your bioactive terrarium. So you need to be careful wherever you buy them that you make sure that they are safe for your pets, that they don't have any pesticides, fertilizers, or any little, mites or bugs that you don't want in your pet's enclosure. So I got these from IKEA, which means they probably have a lot of junk on them. So what I did after kind of doing my research on how to make sure these were safe and clean is you want to take out the roots and get rid of any soil that you can, just loosely tapping and making sure you don't lose any of your root bed if you can. You will lose some. Then you want to rinse them off, and I have something going on with my eye. Great. So after you do that, you want to rinse them off to get rid of any excess and also start the process of cleaning off the leaves with water. You will then do a 5% bleach solution bath. So if you need math, you do 19 cups of water to 1 cup of bleach, which gives you a 5% bleach solution, which then you will let these soak in there for 2 minutes. Some places say do 5 minutes, some places do 10 minutes. I went with 2 based on the fact that I kill everything. So I wanted to give these the best chance of survival. I really sorted through them. I made sure they were dunked all the way, and then after that 2-minute bleach bath, I took them out and I rinsed them again with water, and then I let them air dry. So here they are. I am choosing a little bit of a taller plant. This is a Dracaena. I'm probably saying it wrong, but Dracaena and some pothos. This came in a much larger plant that I'm splitting up to go into a couple enclosures, and I'm just hoping that these stay alive. So let's plant them. I almost forgot. Leaf litter. Almost forgot that we need to add springtails. So I'm also adding some powder blues and powder oranges to this enclosure. You can see this little amount is pretty populated. Little friends. So I have added back in just at least 1 piece of foliage until that pothos really grows out, and Cheat Codes is back in it.